Portugal. There's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know.
Hola, bon dia, alegria. Munson here with the Good Morning Portugal show, the live stream, the podcast, and of course, the Portugal Club, where we'll be asking Portuguese citizenship test question number 38, I think, today. So we'll take a look at that. We'll find out what those capes are called at the universities that the students wear. And we'll be asking the next question in our series. We'll take a look at the clocks going back as well. That's this coming weekend if you want to make a note of that, or just forget all about it as soon as I've mentioned it. And then you can be taken by surprise when some of your devices have automatically shifted and changed on Sunday, and others have remained the same, only to do so probably for another 6 months, and then they'll automatically correct themselves on your oven and maybe on your vehicle. Vehicles, presumably, given that vehicles tell you how to drive now, they can probably reset their own clocks these days. Right, just to give you a little bit of a heads up on the citizenship test question, number 37, and I'll pop this into the timeline of the Portugal Club in just a moment. But we had the traditional cloak yesterday. Oh, yesterday was 37, today 38. What is the name of the traditional cloak worn by students in Coimbra? It was specifically Coimbra. Was it the caput? Was it the traje academica? Or was it the mantilla? And this morning, we'll come back to this, but I'll just give you a quick heads up on it. Now, for those of you who have been good enough to join me from the get-go this morning, morning to you, Tito, good to have you back. What is the southernmost region of mainland Portugal? Could it be a trick question, or is it just one of those stupidly easy ones? We shall find out. We'll see what you think about that a little bit later on. A news day today. We would normally have Colin join us on this, I think it's the third Thursday of the month. Colin will be joining us instead on Saturday. He's on the bus as we speak now, I believe, heading towards Portimao to the racetrack. He's going to a motor racing meeting there, where I suspect his brother might be this weekend. He'll be reporting trackside on Saturday as well. And I might try and tie that in. Got an invitation, actually, to test a podcasting setup on the other side of the bay here in Salia de Porto. That's where the Orca co-working space is. Popped over there to do a little bit of a recce on that yesterday. I've been invited to test a podcasting studio that's part of a co-working scenario over there, and then talk of a co-working space maybe here on San Martino de Porto's side of the bay as well. So interesting things happening. So I might be broadcasting from there on Saturday, but if not on Saturday, another time testing out that podcasting studio within Orca Co-working. Thank you very much to Claire for the invitation for that. Just yesterday. Nice to hang out with you and see you, Claire, yesterday. Right. We've also got a Where's Sarah for you. Let me give you a quick flash of that now. One of these are backing up a bit. Do forgive me. We've got two. If you were at the Expats Portugal meetup a couple of weekends ago in Caldas da Rainha and Óbidos, you'll have seen Sarah, and we have a couple of Where's Sarah graphics to show you. Have a look on your screen now then. We'll come back, obviously revisit these, and we'll have an amble through the Portugal Resident electronic version this morning as well. And anything else you want to talk about? I want to quickly recap on the wonderful conversation I had with Abdul Alim last night on understanding Islam. And I did. I learned more in 15 minutes talking to him about his love of his religion and some of the basics of his faith, and why his love of God, basically. And then compare and contrast that to decades of messaging from the mass media about Islam and Muslims. It was quite extraordinary, quite the contrast. How does that happen? Right. Where's Sarah then in this one? You'll have to have a really keen eye and a good knowledge of all of Portugal to know which. I'll give you a clue. It is a market, but which one? And you may, if you've got a big screen, you'll be at an advantage to decode some of that graphic malarkey going on in the background there. Which town is this in Portugal? This is Where's Sarah 1 today, and I will give the answer to this a little bit later on the show as we wrap up today. And also, Where's Sarah in this one? Now, the interesting thing about this picture, and I'm just reminded, I was hoping to share with you as well a video that I have seen on. That's going to be a little bit difficult now, or is it? I wanted something really extraordinary is supposed to be happening on the. Okay, I've got it on the 30th of October. It's backed up by science and math, everybody. So it must be true. But I wanted to share this with you. We have been talking about some things happening, and one day somebody will be right about that, will they not? But there is a collective Earth consciousness shift or a threat thereof on the 30th of October. I'd like to go into that with you, if I may. But anyway, back to more prosaic matters of where Sarah might be. And the distinguishing feature about this particular image here is there is a giraffe in this picture. So where's Sarah in this picture in Portugal with a giraffe poking out from the bougainvillea? Who doesn't like to have a giraffe poking out from their bougainvillea first thing in the morning? That's quite the image, isn't it? Okay, surprise a friend. Let your bougainvillea be, or let your, oh gosh, let your safari animal poke out of your bougainvillea today. Yes, happy times. Jürgen, good morning to you. How are you? It's Jürgen, I beg your pardon. Jay, we'll go with, shall we? Good morning, all. I know where that giraffe is. A little wink there, a knowing wink. Good morning to you, Jay. Good to see you, Jürgen. And T-Duck first in this morning. Yes, I will take care of the special mission that you asked me to take care of. Probably today, T-Duck. Bon dia alegria Gumpers, how you doing? At 7:56, just slightly before me this morning. The beard is returning. Sounds like a Hollywood movie, does it not? Yeah, it's true. T-Duck, grow it long enough to turn into dreads. I think he's talking about me, not him. But do you think that's a good look? The dreadlock beard? That would take me. There's no chance of that happening on my head now without some sort of intervention. Possible on the face. and it gets easier on the back and the ears to grow dreadlocks than it does on the top of the head in older age, it would appear. I trim mine about once a month, otherwise it gets itchy. Is that your bougainvillea we're talking about? And we're back from a shopping trip to Sevilla. Did you have a nice time? Queen and Convict, bon dia. Mr. J is off to get the family from Porto today. Excellent. Who's coming? Let me know. Bon dia, everyone. How many people are being picked up at the airport? Wonderful. And I wonder if there's a chance we'll get to see you all in the next few weeks. Bon dia, everyone, from Mike as well. How you doing, Mike? And buy anything nice, T-Duck from Sevilla. I went to an international food market a few days ago. Came home with a large bag of fudge. Pushed the boat out then. Who doesn't like to have a little nibble on the fudge first thing in the morning? A la big bon dia. Is that directly at me or just generally speaking? Yes, Jürgen knows where that giraffe is in the picture. Where's Sarah? If you've just joined, a couple of where's Sarah images. Where is this given away by its particular market there? Chris, you might know that, actually. There's another clue for you. And yeah, who knows where this giraffe is poking out from the bougainvillea in a particular park in Portugal. Right. And who else is here this morning? Yes, and this big event happening on the 30th of October. I want your opinion on this and whether you will be sitting cross-legged throughout this phenomenon. Three things coming together in quite an unusual way that could lead to a consciousness shift in humanity. And you could argue we're due for one of those, are we not? A Costco run. Busted, I think. Bom dia, alegria a todos e feliz quinta-feira. Domingo quinta. Hola, bom dia to you. Bom dia, alegria to you, Matty, as well. We came home with our car packed. That also sounds like the beginning of a Hollywood blockbuster. They came home with their car packed. Yes, supplies from Costco, but also artwork to hang on the walls. Well, okay, we did our Costco run last week. There's a business opportunity in this Costco thing, isn't there? A big lorry, I think, rather than packing your car out. When you get stopped by customs, it's pretty obvious where you've been, isn't it? Not that they're bothered, I don't suppose. Morning to you, Samantha. Nice to see you here in this environment this morning. How's it going with you? Thank you for popping by. And now I'm looking for museum picture rails. Yes, very classy, very nice. They'll look great, I'm sure. The trip and the weather were excellent. Found a new restaurant that was amazing. Very good. What sort of food? Traditional Spanish food or something a little bit different there, T-Duck in Sevilla? Well, and it sounds like you'd recommend it as a trip over the border for anyone living in Portugal. T-Duck, if you and Mrs. Duck want to come do some paintings from your walls, when I'm there, you're more than welcome to use my studio. How lovely. Do your own artwork. And is Costco the place to buy HP sauce and UK sweets? No, I don't think so. I don't think they have either of those. It's more of an American emporium, is it not? Oh, a seafood restaurant. And how about a Costco in Portugal? It's likely to happen, is it not? I would have thought so. I think there's one coming, but not the place to buy HP sauce. Where did I get my last? I got HP sauce at the supermarket in my town. You might want to. Well, the thing is, if you drive to Spain to Sevilla to get HP sauce, it's probably working out, I don't know, about €50 a bottle. It's still very expensive, but I think it was $3.99 or something. Bring some with you, Jackie, and put it in the hold, maybe, or get friends to come over. Friends often, when they're coming from the UK, will say, "Do you want anything? Bring in." Yep, tea bags, HP sauce. Excuse me, and mince pies were spoken about yesterday with some Brits that we bumped into at the co-working space. UK sweets then for Christmas? Yes, I take it all back. UK sweets for Christmas would mean probably Toblerone, that traditional English confection, and Quality Street, of course, the poorly named, the misnomer that is Quality Street, but definitely all part of a British Christmas. Bon dia a todos e feliz quinta from the coach. Wet and windy here today. And what's the weather like? And cooling down. So indoor fitness on the menu. What are you up to today? He asks in quite an intrusive way what are you up to today? The coach is asking you. Yes, what are you doing? I saw a really a nice Tai Chi video this morning. And let's face it, there are a lot of Tai Chi videos. Are there now? Are there not? Or is it just my feed? Men over 50, try Tai Chi and you'll stop being a bloater. That sort of thing. Not exactly those words, of course. I'm not sure if a bloater is the sort of marketing copy that American social media influencers come up with. Who knows? Who knows? Right. Okay. 30th of October thing is going to happen. Let's have a look at a few of the headlines. Had a great time talking to Dr. Abdul Alim last night. He is the Secretary of External Relations of Al Islam, let me just take that off for a moment there so I can see what's happening. Yeah, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, moderate Muslim community, I have to add. And he did decode a few things like jihad and the burqa business. Very interesting to talk with him. If that's of any interest to you, if you can bring yourself to watch the first 20 minutes without getting upset or triggered, I think it's quite worthwhile, even if I say so myself. Oh, and before that, at 6 o'clock last night, Gary Coulton and I spoke to a remarkable woman. She of the old Black Lady Chronicles, Gail Keys Allen. What a wonderful woman. Her mantras include, it's never too late, you're never too old to start doing what you really want in life. And what she suggests you do is charge money for being yourself. After years in corporate, in a law practice in DC, I think, she quit. And it's the story she tells about quitting is fantastic. Morning, Mel. And Tai Chi is fantastic. Great. I've done it for many years. I think it's a key to long-term flexibility, is it not, Jackie? If you don't mind me asking, how flexible would you say you are on a scale of 1 to 10, thanks to your Tai Chi? We can get a bit desiccated and stiff, can we not? And nobody wants the combo of desiccation and stiffness first thing in the morning or any time of day. How has Tai Chi, Qigong contributed to your flexibility, if I may be so bold as to ask that? And Mel, good morning to you as well. And yes, I'm just saying, she on Substack, if you want to look her up, Old Black Lady Chronicles, she's 69. There are videos on her talking about flexibility. There are videos of her squatting on there, and she's very fit and able, and shows you exactly how fit she is in some of her videos, and encourages people to get paid doing what they love at any age, basically. Sooner the better, and it's never too late. And she has an amazing story of how she quit her corporate life in quite a dramatic way. It has to be said. The story she told was fascinating. That's on the YouTube channel. Positive Echo will have its own YouTube channel soon, but you can see it on the Good Morning Portugal YouTube channel. The conversation Gary and I had with Gail Keys-Allen last night, and her remarkable coaching that she does with people. A really wonderful woman, very inspiring. Morning to you, Pete, as well. Pete's just rocked up. Good morning to everybody. We all know what Prince Charlie will be praying for today. Do we? I think something will surpass this on the 30th of October, possibly. Those of us who thought something was going to happen in 2012, and then maybe 2020, as Mel was saying, and are thinking something might be happening now, might even be right. You never know. I've tried to learn art and the guitar. I understand the principles and can make a decent attempt, but no one wants to see or hear what I create. That's very, very generous of you. But I'm always willing to try. Excellent. That's the spirit. Gail Keys-Allen would be proud of you there, T-Duck. Where was I? We've got a few things to check out today, but you're keeping me busy in the chat, basically. Flexible. So I move sometimes. Lol, I was diagnosed with arthritis at 16. And I feel, is it a problem to live on the water in quite a damp environment with the old arthritis? I feel it's a big help. It's great fun. Join a class, folks. You will make new friends and experience something new. Excellent. And you can do the, I saw a yoga meme, an hour trying not to fart. Is it the same with Tai Chi as well? When do you get the teacher saying things like, somebody passes wind because they're attempting a somewhat awkward posture, and they say, it's okay, go with the flow. It's fine, it's perfectly natural. And then everyone looks at the teacher and says, but that was you! Anyway. That is true, Jackie. Trying to get Diane to go to Pilates. There is a class on this morning. Trying to get Diane to go Pilates. Is she your surrogate, MP? You won't get any benefit by getting Diane to go to. Well, you might. I mean, you might get some vicarious pleasure and secondary pleasure, passive pleasure from Diane's newfound flexibility. Although it's not for me to pry in such matters, of course. But you're not going to get any direct benefit, Peter. Why aren't you going to Pilates? Don't let it flow. I don't know if that's a problem in athletics as well. Was that the starting gun? Or was that one of you lot? Okay, where was I? Keep interrupting myself. Keep getting interrupted in the chat this morning. Wishing you a very good morning from the Silver Coast, where it's a little bit damp, although fresh. It's a lovely fresh autumnal morning. Oh yeah, let's go over to the Portugal Club. So a few things to attend to over there, and then we'll flick through the digital pages of the Portugal Resi as well. Carl, you have dagger eyes and a shaking head from why? I'm just encouraging Pete to do a bit of exercise, Dan. Do you not want to go to? If you don't want to go, Dan, you don't go. Tell Pete to go. Whatever. Go pull a posture and go him. Why is he trying to get you to go? Why isn't he going himself? Hold on a minute. We still can't go to the Portugal Club. Moving on to a boat has had a big effect on me, which is why I'm desperate for land. Get fit with animals and gardening. Live like I used to when I worked on the farms. Be the best thing for me. Yes. I was talking to Claire from Orca yesterday. She was talking about, happy times at the stables, hanging out, mucking out the horses, getting really fit doing that. Excuse me. I don't know why that made me cough. Maybe it's I think of all the creatures, I don't seem to be allergic to cats or dogs, but horses, yes. A little bit of horse dander or whatever you call it gets me coughing. And the mere mention of stables made me cough then. But yeah, dogs running about, cats running about, perfect. A lovely environment to be in. I don't know if horses are coming into your ARC experiment here in Portugal. She says, did you get up late or have you run out of razors? Charming! I was only just sticking up for you, not having to be sent out to Pilates this morning, Diane. Perhaps the winter growth is coming back, and yes, the razor is a little bit blunt. It's both. It's actually both. This morning and these last few mornings, the crew neck's not helping either. I do look a bit of a state. I'll be honest with you. Don't look like I've got an owner at the moment, but that too shall pass. Portugal Club, then Portuguese citizenship test number 38. There was something else I wanted to show you here as well. Oh yeah, clock's going back. That is if you're a Portugal Club member and you subscribe to the calendar diary entries, you'll be prompted about the clock change. But it's a confusing time, I think, when it comes to clock changes. Some of your devices are smart. Some of them are from another decade. And so there'll be different times on your various clocks around the house, I suspect, on Sunday morning. Portuguese citizenship test question 38. What is the southernmost region of mainland Portugal? This is another clue to the Where's Sarah this morning. Do we think this might be possibly a trick question? The choices are, some of you, I think, will be a bit dismissive. We've been here for a while in Portugal. This is too easy. But then again, if this sort of question does become the Portuguese citizenship test, the culture part of it, you're home and dry, basically, aren't you? Is it A, the Algarve? Is it the Alentejo? Or is it the Beira Baija? Which could be the trick question in there. There might be another little bit of southernmost Portugal jutting out, a bit like what's that bit in Spain called? In Nerja. That's the southernmost part of the European peninsula, is it not? I believe in Spain. But there might be a little jut. Might be a little desperate Dan of a chin of a thing sticking out of the bottom of Portugal by the name of the Beira Baija. I'm going to leave that jutty thing sticking out and hanging there for the time being. And yes, going back to yesterday, question 37. There's a really good post from Antonio Ferreira as well, Antonio F, the Vizinho Portuguese, that I would like to share with you this morning. Oh, and the best places to go from Portugal. Oh, so no, that's true. We've got Barak, of course, who was with us yesterday with a Barak beef and a Barak break to Egypt. If you missed it, he's organising a trip to Egypt. And he's also organising a trip to Lisbon, actually, to go to the travel fair. He might dial in from there to speak to us. But he's got some trips within Portugal as well. However, I'm looking for Portuguese citizenship test question 37. Yeah. What is the name of the traditional cloak worn by students in Coimbra? The capote, the traje académico. I think pretty safe to say then it's the traje académico or the mantilla. They're probably all worthy contenders in a sense, but the Traje Académico has it there for yesterday's citizenship test question. And I neglected, if you want to pop over, welcome Jane as well. Thank you for joining us last night over at the Portugal Club. A nice steady trickle. That's what we want, isn't it? Sometimes a little bit difficult to manage a fast flow. Although those were the days, were they not? Copying the link then, Portuguese citizenship test at 38. To go into yes, Nerja is definitely Spanish, Mel. Had a happy new year there with my great mate Damien. It is in the south of Spain. I think, is that what you're saying? Is not so south. I thought Nerja was the absolute south of Spain. I need to take off for a few. She'll be back before Carl. Cheers, T-Duck. Have a good one. Bon dia to you, the Costa del Sol, Macau. What is going on here this morning? Friends of mine moved to the Isle of Wight, from the Isle of Wight to Brittany, had a lovely house next to a canal, but both developed bad arthritis, so moved back after a couple of years. Massive improvement within weeks. That is amazing, isn't it? I think I'm allergic to most animals. I'm thinking that here in damp Silver Coast, it might be. I think my breathing has changed a little bit, so hopefully my body can adapt to that. But yes, it is a consideration when you move closer to a big body of water. And there are a few bodies of water bigger than the Atlantic, right? There are some, obviously, and Pete will tell us, I'm sure, the geographical bodies of water that are bigger than the Atlantic. But it's a pretty big one, I think you'll agree. I'm allergic to most animals. It's not the dander, but the mites that live in their fur. That must mean my laptop is full of such things now. That's where the cats tend to sleep if I don't hoof them off. Instant asthma attack. That's not a nice thought there for you. Okay, Gibraltar is the most south, but UK, so areas bordering Gibraltar most south, Nerja further along. I was told that and I can't remember the name of it now, but there is a feature at Nerja where we celebrated the New Year, actually, or seeing the New Year in. What would that have been? That would have been about 2008, I think. There was a place there, the Balcon, which is supposed to be the furthest jut out. Is it maybe into the Mediterranean? It would be the Mediterranean, wouldn't it? But I thought that was the furthest point in the south of Europe. But no, perhaps not. Yes, it's hard in winter, to be honest, on the canal by the water. On the water, keeping warm isn't easy. So it's time to get back to the land full time. I spend a fair bit of time on a farm with donkeys, goats, sheep, but I need it full time away from the water. We're keeping our fingers crossed for you on that mission. Right, staying with the Portugal Club, and a very interesting post from Antonio F. Late last night. More recent inclusions posts have been the Portuguese recipes thread, The Portuguese saying of the day continues. Criminal facts. Sadly, there's a spike in quite nasty crimes in some parts of Portugal at the moment. But glad to see the police are all over it, doing a great job nicking people, and very rapidly and with in no uncertain terms, giving I think quite a good account of how policing works. If you're going to come from, I think it was Colombia, in a Spanish registered van and mess about in the country, you might find yourself face down in the gutters of Costa de Caparica quite promptly. So well done to the PSP on nicking those fellas who've been robbing houses in Portugal, banged up in Portugal for their trouble. Word or phrase of the day also posted recently. Some funny stuff over there. Picked up on Barrack's mention yesterday of why do the Portuguese say mais ou menos so much? Why do they say mice or menace? I wonder. And a great, a great link to accents on there as well. A range of Portuguese accents. A nice link to a video there as well. Yes, and I asked the question: does this occur to you as well? You'll get. This is from PayPal. Estamos a fazer algumas alterações aos nossos acordos legais. It does sound a little bit German Portuguese, and I hear German top notes when I'm seeing any official letter in Portugal. They sound terrifying. Probably the word ligais, que serão, aplicavais. I say they're only just saying they're changing their terms and conditions, but these Portuguese official letters just sound so blooming terrifying. So there's that, a word or phrase of the day to help you with your Portuguese as well. Maps, memes, and marvels over there as well. Latest memes that we've been making, including the Portuguese toolkit. Never underestimate a Portuguese toolkit right there. If you want to download these and send them to friends. And of course, the Barcelos shocker. That was quite the shock, wasn't it? For the poor Barcelos cockerel to have to come face to face with that on social media just recently. But yeah, back to, and another survey. Getting boring now, isn't it? Guess who? The number one country Americans want to move to most. That's a survey of 100,000 people, folks. Yeah, guess who came top? Also in that list, Spain is second, of course. We mentioned Spain earlier on. UK. Apparently, Americans want to go to UK as well. These are the countries, not necessarily where people are going to retire, but are interested in visiting, possibly with the possibility of retirement or going there to work. Canada, Italy, Ireland, France, Mexico, New Zealand, and Costa Rica as well. But Portugal topping that survey of 116,000, actually, 363 Americans who looked into leaving the US. It is about leaving throughout 2024, and that was administered by a company called Expatsy, a company that provides relocation tours and expat resources. So Portugal doing well in that. All sorts of other threads there, and of course the continuation of the Portuguese citizenship test questions. But this as well as his Portuguese sayings of the day and his criminal facts in Portugal, he has shared with us here immigrant communities in Portugal, the latest data from IMA regarding the main immigrant communities in Portugal with distribution by regions, the distritos, by municipalities, the concelhos, and nationalities, the nacionalidades as well. You got there in the end, did I not? If you look on your screen now, you will see foreigner populations, the estrangeiro populations. And well done, Portugal. I mean, it's fizzing a little bit, isn't it? And we're aware of some tensions. But for a country of 10.5 million people to have 1.5 million of them as foreigners is quite the feat, is it not? I think you'd agree. And as you'd expect, just over 600,000 of them are in the Lisbon area. Oh, I've got another meme on that as well. The amount of people in countries across Europe who live in the capital city. Well, Lisboa, we have got 600,000 foreigners living in Lisboa. Again, quite the harmonious picture considering that incredible volume of people. Only 8,000 in the Açores. Is that the lowest number? No, Porto Alegre is the lowest number with a mere 6,000 foreigners over there. But that's broken down by the districts in Portugal. Very interesting. And you might be looking straight over to the right-hand side to see where your nationality is. Americans don't even make that. There's about 20,000 Americans, are there not, in Portugal? the Reino Unido, the United Kingdom, just under 50,000 Brits here in Portugal. Brazilians by far outweighing everybody else, with nearly 500,000 among the Portuguese population. And I'm not quite sure what are the Conselhos there. Oh, I see. Those are the biggest numbers of people in the Conselho, Lisboa, Sintra, and Porto, as you might expect, and Cascais, making the big numbers there. Louros, Odivelas, Almada, Sajal, and the Lulay as well. Oh, Lulay, everybody. There's another clue. Where's Sarah? I've got a very tiny little thin spider abseiling down from the rooftops of the garage here in front of my face. You go over there, mate. You'll be better off over there. But yeah, there they are. Brazilians at just under 500,000, Indians at just under 100,000, Angolans 92,000, Ukrainians 79,000, Cabo Verdeans 65,000, Nepalese 58,000, Bangladeshis 55, Brits 48,000, Guinea-Bissau people 47, and Pakistanis at 41,000 there. Thank you, Antonio. Very interesting. The Estrangeiro makeup of Portugal as we speak. Latest data from IMA then. Now, by way of something completely different here, have you been to a restaurant where you are served by a robot? The shape of things to come, folks. Actually, Gibraltar is not the most southern European city. It is Tarifa. Oh, I shouldn't have mentioned it, really, should I? Just having a look then at where we've got to in the chat. Come back to your comments. But I want to share with you. Thank you. We heard about by Randy, and I still haven't got used to his name. Andero's dad's birthday celebrations. I think he had a great time here in Portugal. They went to the Chinese restaurant, whereupon they were served by a robot. I was served by one of these things in a ramen restaurant fairly recently. And the novelty is nice, but I think we have to admit that this is probably the shape of things to come. Ooh, other memes to download as well. Percentage of smokers per EU country. It's bizarre to think about how many people used to smoke, and actually quite bizarre to see how many still do. And are you interested in cannabis aromaed toilet paper? Why, you might ask, and quite rightly so. But there is such a thing, which I will perhaps share with you. And yeah, that thing about the 30th of October and what might happen to humanity on that date. But I'm trying to find the robot video here. Bear with. Yes, here it is. I'm just saving it right now so that you can see this. If you haven't been served by a robot in a restaurant, this is what it feels like. And the first thing you'll notice about this video is that there's a bit of this must be Andero's son thinking, "Oh, Dad, please, we're just trying to have lunch here. Stop making content." My daughter says stuff like that to me. It's parents embarrassing children these days, isn't it? More than the other way round, it would seem. Andero's son does look a bit awkward here, not entirely happy, perhaps, about being featured in this video. But it soon pans to the robot. Here we go.
But what is that?
Oh, it's coming round. No, it's coming round. Abla.
This is your fish now. Thank you.
Oh, show the camera your fish now.
Hold on, unmute. We got to see Nana's fish at the end there, and the robot. They still had to get up. I mean, it's not, the technology's not there yet. And somebody sent me a promo video of a robot, a domestic robot yesterday, the Figure 3 or something. I think they've got a few iterations to go. And I actually thought there was somebody inside the suit. I think it might have been a bit of a jiggery pokery. They didn't need to be, did they? Could have made an AI video, but it really looked like there was somebody inside this suit of really quite an unconvincing robot. I think people are lured and attracted by the idea of it doing your cleaning and washing and so on, but I'm not ready yet. I'll be honest with you. The robots are more fun on a track. Cannabis smelling loo roll is just a bummer. Thank you. Yes, I am expecting other puns to come as well this morning when I show you the picture of the cannabis. Do we call it cannabis flavored toilet paper? I wonder. hold on, where did we get to? We got to arthritis in Brittany, did we not? And Nerja and Gibraltar. Yeah, Jackie's difficulties. Let me just catch up with a few of your comments here this morning. I don't want to be Pacific about it, but yes, that one is bigger than the Atlantic. I see what you did there. Very good. Thank you, Pete. I need some help this morning. That's what we're all about here. We're about helping each other as well as laughing about cannabis flavored toilet paper in the mornings and making puns. I need some help finding a qualified shop to tune my compound bow. What is he talking about, everybody? I tried reaching for tiro con arco as well as casa in Google Maps, but had no luck. Any help? Well, as soon as you tell us what on earth it is you're talking about, Matty, we might be able to help. You're tuning your compound bow. I've no idea what you mean. Are we talking about a archery bow, possibly? The hunting shop. Okay, Pete knows. The hunting shop in Fundao is ace, Matty. Why would you know that, Pete? The big plus is the amazing 6-strand comb over that will be displayed prominently when he inevitably twiddles with it. You've heard of the 6-string bass? Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present the 6-strand combo at the hunting shop in Fundao. That's going to cause a little bit. The bloke in the shop won't know what's hit him when loads of people turn up to marvel of that wonder of the hairstyle world. Actually, Gibraltar is not the most. Oh, here we go. Okay. The Algarve is a region and the southernmost one in continental Portugal. Thank you, Mr. S. Good morning to you. Hola, bon dia. Don't say that too loud. Tarifa sounds like a place, the orange one. What? Tarifa! Okay. Matty, you're right. I was wrong. I thought Gibraltar was slightly under it, but no, Tarifa then. Nothing to do with Nerja. I don't know why I thought that. I think the balcon in Nerja does have a claim to fame. Please, someone look it up for me. Send me the address. Matty's been helped immediately in the chat this morning. That's what we're all about here, because the one I was at was not so good. They don't do anything themselves and have to send the bow to Lisbon. Okay, so it's an archery bow or hunting crossbow by the sound of it. We have to remember that Portugal population is almost identical to 2000 and periods earlier. Portugal needs to retain its citizens via better policy. Yep, that's a point. And an honest mistake, since it's called the Strait of Gibraltar, if I'm not mistaken, the narrow bit between Europe and Africa. Loving our geography, are we not, this morning? Reino Unido is the very worst, as you can never work out that one when selecting it. Yes, you're so right on that. Remember that, Reino Unido, finding that in drop-down menus. Yep, love robot service in Vietnam, Japan, and Cambodia, but the real automation is in China. It's on its way. And the robots are more fun on a track. Is that racing each other and falling over and stuff like that? Bon dia. Andero, just in time to see the robot there. Thanks for that video, mate. You don't need to give it a tip, though. I imagine some people want to tip it over when they're not getting the right stuff. I got cannabis smelling everything. That's quite the... Prosecco Penny, yay! And the two teenagers coming. It'd be lovely to see Penny. I hope that can be arranged. And yes, we will drink a bit of fizz while she's here as well. That's quite the admission there, Jackie. How did Carl find out the toilet paper was cannabis flavored? Mate, you may ask. And we've had a car breakdown, crazy experience last week. Yeah, that was awful, wasn't it? Though not like us. So can't travel too far for the foreseeable. Okay, we'll see what we can do about that. It just says the balcon is a scenic viewpoint. Nerja and surrounds is indeed beautiful. You want to try taking a mate who's in a wheelchair to Nerja. It wasn't probably the best choice of destination, but we managed nonetheless. You let your mind boggle no further. I'll show you why I know this toilet paper is fragranced with cannabis. If I can go to the right place in my picture deck here, a few things to load up for your delight. And we still haven't got to the Portugal resident or this thing that's happening on the 30th of October, when we might all ascend in our consciousness. That's an exciting thought, isn't it? And as I say, perhaps long overdue as well. I still can't find the cannabis toilet paper thing, though, for a moment. Bear with. Okay, there's the David Icke picture from yesterday. No, I'm going to have to go back to my WhatsApp for that. If you want to send me something, do so on 913-590-3003. And that's the most used swear words. Can't really do that this morning. People who live in the capital city. That was one I wanted to share with you, so I'll do that. And yes, the old Wacky Backy Bog Roll as well. Let me just share that with you. My bad. These are not. This is not toilet paper, although I suspect you can buy toilet paper made in the same factory. You've got to hand it to this company, Renova, have you not? Here they are with their cannabis fragranced tissues, cannabis aroma from Renova. I think it's fairly obvious that they have a cannabis connection, don't you think? when you see that packaging, and they really have got a very let's call it a marketing department with a very fertile imagination. These are also the creators of black toilet paper, which I don't think was the best design idea ever. And are they not the ones on the Praça do Comércio that have got the sexiest bathrooms in the world? Again, flaunting the quality of their lavatory paper. So there you go. If you were to be the if you're writing an article, come on, let's have your puns, let's have your catchy headlines about cannabis flavored. Let's get it out of your system, shall we? This morning. And going back to where people live in the country and the great concentration of foreigners, of course, in the capital city, I need to blow this up a bit bigger for all of our sakes, I suspect here. And I have to blow it back down again so I can take off Jackie's comments so that I can see what's being said here. Look at this. Something I'm sure we've come to realise about Portugal is the great emptiness of the interior. Look at this. Of the population here, percentage of people who live in the metro area of the capital city, and a whopping 29% of people in Portugal live in the metropolitan area of Lisbon. Then you add in Porto and the coast, where many people seem to live as well, which includes going around the Algarve coast, and you see that the interior and the east of Portugal has a very low population density, and some beautiful places to go live. With the sort of technology we've got now and the modular housing John Wood was talking about the other day, the repopulation of central Portugal would be, to me, the most amazing thing. And it is bizarre. I mean, this is what globalization, the trends of modernity, to have people crammed in around the capitals. It's not ideal, is it? It's not ideal for humanity. To be all crammed in together and living in little boxes, perhaps falling over each other. I mean, there are parts of city living that are very exciting, and I know some of you really enjoy that. And there are others, of course, who are crammed in, obviously moving there for the work when other possibilities could be occurring, including the massive consciousness shift that might be happening on the 30th of October, which I think I will go to after we've shared with you, or after you've already shared with me, and I'm going to come back to a few of your comments here now. And then, yes, we'll talk about the great cosmic ascension that may take place on the 30th of this month. Only a week to go until we are changed entirely and ascend to another consciousness. Nobody was expecting that, were they? Put your clocks back and think, what did you do to this clock? That's happening in the early hours of this coming Sunday morning. So by this time next week, though, we may have experienced a huge consciousness shift. We'll come to that in just a moment. Where did we get to? Weed-smelling bog roll, I think, is where Jackie got to. The balcon, the mind boggles. Good morning, my neighbours from Andero. Not much of an admission, Carl. I stink. I'm a heavy smoker, but I smell better than bog roll. Well, that's reassuring, but it's a very low bar, I have to say. If you want your bog roll smelling of weed, drop a few new rolls in at mine. Leave them on a sideboard for a day or two. No fee. Smells like the Notting Hill Carnival over at Jackie's. Love our low population, says Pete. So peaceful and tranquil, and everyone is just happier. Yeah, there's a lot to be said for it. What is your population density per square meter or kilometer over there? It's got to be kilometer, isn't it? Population density per meter would be a strange figure. Right, stand by, folks. I think we're going to finish today with a flip through the Portugal Resident, which was just published. The digital version, it's also your news agent. And there's a mates rate. If you want a subscription on that, at the Portugal Club, we can get you a mates rate subscription discount over there. However, it now gives me great pleasure. I've got this video ready. The October the 30th, 2025 collective Earth consciousness shift. Now, normally such things would divide any community, wouldn't they? Oh, blooming hippies talking about the end of the world again and ascension and all that, blah, 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 yada, yada. And then the scientists, the scientifically minded, mathematically types, saying, "Oh no, it's impossible. It's couldn't be, follow the science. It couldn't possibly happen. These people are crazy." And it would appear that this is both mathematical, scientific, and cosmic. This, what is happening. Continue watching. Oh yeah, big screen then. Big screen for this. It's a TikTok video. Not a great start. But I think this has been doing the rounds, generally speaking, on social media. Originating here, the.fibonacci.spa. Mandelbrot yourself right now.
Okay, this is going to sound insane, but you need you to go with me on this because the math checks out. On October 30th, 2025, 6.2 billion people are going to experience a cosmic consciousness shift simultaneously, and I can prove it with simple math. First, you need to know about the Earth's heartbeat, the Schumann resonance, 7.83 hertz. That's the frequency that the Earth vibrates at. Here's the crazy part. When you are in a deep meditative state, your brain literally syncs with 7.83 hertz. We are literally synced to the Earth's frequencies. But on October 30th, something unprecedented is about to happen. 3 massive events are converging. Number 1, the sun is at its solar maximum, the most active it's been in 20 years. Solar flares, magnetic pole reversals, the works. Number 2, an interstellar object called 3I Atlas reaches its closest point to the sun that exact day. We're talking about a city-sized object from another star system. And number 3, the Earth's magnetic field is at its absolute weakest point in the cycle. Here's where the math gets wild. When these 3 things hit at once, the Earth's frequency of 7.83 hertz could be amplified 10 times or more. So instead of 7.83 hertz, you're looking at 78 hertz hitting your brain. Your brain will have no choice but to sync up. That's just how basic entrainment works. It's neuroscience. Here's the math that'll blow your mind. Research shows that you need a square root of 1% of the population to create global change. For 8 billion people, that's 90,000 minds synchronizing at the same time. But with this electromagnetic disruption, we're looking at 2 billion people syncing up simultaneously. That's 22,000 times what we need for critical mass. The mathematics of consciousness says that this will create a global field effect. Your normal consciousness operates at about a 20 hertz normal bandwidth. That's your everyday beta brainwaves. But when Earth's frequency explodes, your brain goes to 100 hertz bandwidth or more. That means you'll access gamma waves, 40 hertz to 100 hertz, which is the frequency associated with higher consciousness, enlightenment, and even psychic abilities. So let's break down the numbers. 6.2 billion people, that's 76% of humanity, will be affected by this electromagnetic shift. Of those, about 365 million have natural electromagnetic sensitivities like me. And roughly 43 million people are predicted to achieve a genuine transcendent state during the peak hours. This isn't woo-woo stuff. This is just math based on electromagnetic fields affecting human consciousness. The peak moment happens exactly at 11:44 a.m. Universal Time on October 30th, 2025. That's when the interstellar object reaches its closest point to the sun, but the effects will build for hours before and hours after. From 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Universal Time, you're looking at 12 hours of peak electromagnetic disruption. Fair warning, technology is going to have a bad day. GPS systems could be down for 12 plus hours. Power grids will be super stressed. Communication networks will be disrupted. But here's the trade-off. While technology fails, human consciousness soars. It's almost as if the universe is telling us to disconnect from our devices and reconnect with each other and our inner awareness. So how do you prepare for this? Start meditating daily. Even just 10 minutes will help entrain your brain and adapt to frequency changes. Spend time in nature. It helps ground your electromagnetic system. Stock up on essentials in case technology fails for the day. And most importantly, tell people about this. The more people who are prepared, the smoother the transition will be. Look, I know this sounds crazy, but the mathematics don't lie. 3 massive cosmic events converging on one day, affecting Earth's magnetic fields in a way we've never seen. If even half of what the math predicts will happen happens, October 30th, 2025 will be the day humanity remembers as the day that we evolved. Not gradually over millennia, but together, consciously in a single day. We have 45 days to prepare for the most significant consciousness event in human history. Share this with everyone you know. Start your preparations now, because ready or not, October 30th, 11:44 a.m., 6.2 billion minds are going to sync up for the first time ever. Woo! And the mathematics says you'll never be the same. So like, comment, share, and as always, follow for more mind-bending content.
Mind-bending content. I think you'll agree there. And you're such a cynical bunch. I don't want what he's had. It would appear there are two things, Pete, that don't lie. Shakira's hips and mathematics, according to that gentleman. Morning, Paul. He's been drinking AI. I hope this affects Ima. Transcendent state. Well, this hasn't gone down very well, has it? Look, if you don't see me on the 31st of October, it's because I've transcended. And all you cynics will still be left here going, oh, it looks the same. But a few people are floating around or have just gone past me with some of that yogic bouncing stuff. Okay. Gammon waves or gamma waves was it? I heard him say there. Gammon waves, I think, are a thing in UK at the moment. I think not. Okay, that's nothing to that's okay. We could go back. We could go back to population density. Yes, and of course, it was on the internet, so it must be true. I think you're not taking this entirely seriously. It would appear not many of you will be meditating in preparation. Stock up on essentials. That's the only part that made sense. And aren't people just doing that? Oh, especially razors. Yes, very good, Peter. He's not on weed. He's an alien. He's on alien gear. Alien gear. You got any of that alien gear? Even I don't understand. Hope he's right. Thank you, Mel. And regardless, his suggestions are all great to do. Anyway, there you go. There you go. So we shall see come the 31st of October whether that portal to another way of being, a higher state of consciousness, has occurred. One day somebody will be right about this, won't they? And that's the it's not Occam's razor, it's not Foucault's pendulum, it's not the Morecambe and Wise Christmas special. This is the conundrum, isn't it? It's like most of the times people predicting things are wrong, but there might be the one time they are right. And then the other people say, why didn't you tell us? Well, I did. But you didn't listen to me because of all the other people who said stuff that didn't come true. It's just how it works here, isn't it? But yeah, you're absolutely right, Mel. I think doing the things that he suggests are in no way bad, I suspect. And we shall see. We shall see what happens. Or are we just happy the way everything is? It's all fine, isn't it? So we don't need a consciousness shift. We're all perfectly happy with the way the world is run and how everybody shares everything and that there are no wars and people aren't nasty to each other. It's just perfectly fine. It is supposed to happen on the 30th of October, not 31st. 31st is the day after. I'm talking about the day after, the day after the night before. So yes, going into Halloween, maybe the higher consciousness states will occur before we go into the annual devil worshipping and death worshipping ritual. Sorry, Halloween, I meant to say, trick or treat. The thing is, it may be that it is right for those who transcend and the others think it was not because they are not connected with those people anymore. Could be, Mel, you might be onto something there. Let's see what happens, shall we? Bom dia todos. The voice of Portuguese reason, Antonio F. Is that making the rounds on Portuguese media? The fact that we may be going into a huge transcendental shift. And who doesn't like a cosmic shift first thing in the morning? Annual? Some do that daily. Oh, Matty, you're on your mettle this morning. And talking of which, if there are any zombies thinking about entering Matty's land, think again. He sent me the compound bow picture, everybody. If I was a zombie and I was thinking of a bit of flesh eating over Matty's way, I would think again. I'd go to his neighbour's house. That apparently can deliver a dart at, 300 feet per second. No wonder you need it tuned up. If that's out of tune, that could go quite badly wrong, could it not? All Saints Day as well. Yeah, Day of the Dead, fair enough. But I think Halloween's got to a pretty pass, as a British padre might say. What's this? The big one? A Big Tony? Oh, Big Tony! Big Tony! Message from Pete for you there, Antonio. Gamma waves, not gamma waves, can cause problems for electronics, communications, etc. All links to the quantum physics and the space-time continuum. If you throw quantum physics in, okay, job done, right? See Einstein, and all still have to, and also the silver method, mind control method of 77. Demonic. Oh, okay. So you sound like you're a fan there of what might be happening on the 30th. Adrian, it might be a kind of transcendental spiritual awakening. However, anyway, probably enough said about that. No, hold on. One more comment from Paul. Deja vu. They said all this when it was the millennium. Did you notice the change? Actually, yes. Things have changed, have they not? If not quite in the way people were hoping for. Gamma radiation can be good. Just ask Mr. Banner, the Hulk. Yes, he wouldn't like me when I'm angry, I think he said. Be careful how much pressure. Okay. Always, quite often, I am stopping reading mid-sentence with some of Pete's quotes, and that was one of them, folks. Right, okay. Just to finish off with a little bit of a palate cleanser for our our mixed bag this morning. It's been a curate's egg of a show, that's for sure. And we will tell you where Sarah was. Just a quick flick through. I'll reveal Sarah's whereabouts from one of those images earlier on. And I think I pretty much got through everything I wanted to share with you this morning. If I didn't, there's always tomorrow, right? We're having a look at the Portugal Resident front page. And I need to check, obviously, to see if my articles made the cut this week as well. So there it is. That's the brand new... Where did that come from? I think I still had a social media browser open. I think we know who that was. Okay. When's Trump coming to Portugal? I wonder. Probably when the new president is in place. Yes, it's going to get quite the reception, I suspect. Right. Anyway, that's not what I was here to tell you about, and I've lost the blimmin' browser window now for the. I can't. It looks like I can't bring it anymore. Oh, yes, I can. Yes, I can. Portugal Resident. Then Thursday, the October the 20th. They haven't held the front page for the big cosmic shift. Holiday rentals brace for change. 74 million to safeguard Algarve's water future as well. Still, has that not been sorted out yet? Minister vows no layoffs or pay cuts in state reform. The bureaucrats will be happy to hear that. I wonder if there's any mention of incentivization or efficiency in the state reform, perhaps, that some of us are hoping for. Christmas hampers now available from Apollonia. What have they got in? There's no HP sauce in there. Nice bottle of red, the Reserva. A few nice bits and pieces if you're looking for a hamper. For those of you who get organised for Christmas, they are available to order from the 29th of October, just before the big Ascension Day. Inham helicopters to finally, in brackets, operate 24/7. My goodness. She's a busy lady, isn't she, Natasha Don? Americans living in Portugal join worldwide protests against President Trump. There's a picture there. That was a well-used picture, I have to say, from the No Kings demonstrations. And of lots of real estate, the sublime and the ridiculous here in the media. British music legends announced Portugal concerts in 2026. Did we say that Robert Smith and The Cure are coming to Portugal next year? They have been confirmed headliners of the 2026 edition of the North Festival, which returns next year with a new concept and a new venue and a refreshed concept. So The Cure, excellent, coming to Portugal next year. I wonder if old Mark Ullman from Soft Cell will be turning up to see his buddy Robert. I wonder if they do get on. Sting 3.0. Sting also will be in Portugal next year, I believe, as well. 74-year-old artist, real name Gordon Sumner, will perform in a trio format, joined by longtime guitarist Dominic Miller and drummer Chris Maas, offering what promoters describe as an intimate and powerful interpretation of his classics. Tantric treatment of the old police tunes, then, perhaps. That'll be July 17th, Figueira da Foz, 2026, folks. So flicking through, if you want medical laser treatment, that's also available down south. And when I say down south, I'm not talking about intimate hair removal. I'm saying down south in the Algarve. Moving to Portugal show reveals unabated appetite for life in the sunshine. Ha ha, 300 days of it. If not necessarily today or yesterday or tomorrow or for the next few weeks, we need more rules, says EU Housing Commissioner. More rules? The EU saying they need more rules. Have you not got enough rules already? With your bendy banana business. Only joking, everybody. I know. There was never a law about that, apparently. Residents fight Portimao landfill expansion. Heady and exciting stuff. That's never on people's bucket list, is it? The archive photo of Portimao landfill with regular visitors. The storks keeps the storks happy there. Algarve Oncology Centre moves forward in Lule. Lule's come up a lot. It's a bit of a clue, actually, regenerating the Algarve landscape. And so on and so forth. Don't forget, there's a lovely crossword and Sudoku as well to keep your brain active in the Portugal Resident as well. Oh, art exhibition in Silvish there. And then we go into the opinion columns. Paul Rees, our mate Paul Rees, is there with some classic armchair ready for renovation. Some of the goodies he finds when he's doing his renovations. We'll speak to Paul, of course, when he's next on the show, which shouldn't be too long from now. Where's my column? NHR 2.0, is it right for you? The question being asked there as well. Human approach to mobility as well. Oh, I see. A global international relocation ad there. I thought it was a sort of disability thing. And here we are. This is what I'm looking for, of course. My column. How do you feel? Or get a grip. Which is it? And this is the article, the column, in which I have a little look at whether, like, it never did me any harm, stiff upper lip boomers, like, get a grip of yourself, or touchy-feely millennials. I need to think about this. I'm not sure how I feel about it. What might be a useful approach in life on that spectrum, on that continuum? The Eds seem to like it. So there you go. Portugal Resident has been published today. And on that note, I shall wish you a good morning, except to say, what's this? Would you like to pin YouTube to your taskbar? Not now, dear. I was going to suggest to you, I was going to reveal to you, actually, the whereabouts of Sarah in this picture. One of them I'm going to leave hanging, which is this one with a giraffe in it. So where can you see a nice giraffe popping out of your bougainvillea here in Portugal? We'll leave that one hanging there. But this one, where's Sarah? Quite coincidentally, if you believe in such things, mentions of Lule a number of times this morning. That is Lule Market. That's where Sarah was when she sent us that photo. Sarah, of course, of Spartan FX. Okay, Voodoo Dolls, what's going on in the chat? Let me just go to the chat just for a few more of your considerations. And we'll do the number of smokers here in Portugal, possibly tomorrow. And people, we talked about people in the country, EU citizens living in another country. Portugal, of course, number 4 in that chart after Romania, Croatia and Bulgaria. But we can take another look at that tomorrow. Yeah, Sarah at Lule Market. What are you saying then in the last few minutes of the show this morning? Thank you for being with me this morning. Part of demonic apparitions such as Martians, UFOs, including Fatima. Was that a demonic apparition in your view? You want to keep that quiet, Adrian. The Fatima deception, you're calling it. Updates including the Bolivian mummy, DNA tests, and what is true Orthodox Christianity. I've seen The Cure 9 times and met Rob and Mary, his wife, to present Rob with a hand-knitted doll of himself many years ago. Rob and Mary, who's that then? I thought the lead singer was someone other than Robert, of course, Rob and Mary, Robert Smith. Yes, thank you. You threw me there for a moment. Do love The Cure, says Pete as well. Will you be going then? Will there be a Gumper outing to see The Cure? And will there be one to see Sting as well? Hit that like button, folks, is the advice that you should listen to from your Portuguese neighbor, your Vizinho Portuguese, Antonio F., who is a great friend to this community. Thanks, Antonio. Antonio F., no, I love The Cure and was blessed to be able to meet them both and chat for an hour. How does he do his barnet like that? Did you ask him that question? Is there a lot of setting gel still in there? And I wonder if he's got a sponsorship deal. And he's still got a fine head of hair. And who sponsors the lipstick? Ciao, Bellas, have a great day, says Andy. And yes, all on YouTube. The Fatima deception. My God, shush, be quiet. And Adrian, about that. That's a controversial sentiment to be expressing and an awkward note to be leaving you on this morning. But leave you I must. Adios. Até próxima. Até já. Até logo. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.
In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to